This is a really simple method if you aren't really keeping your own speed ratings, speed figures and whatever, such as you don't have time or too busy or any other reason as to why you can't really get into those type of things. I'm going to show you another alternative. Now I'm logged in here to racingpost.com, and with their monthly fee on premium membership you can actually get hold of Racing Post ratings and top speed figures to do exactly the same. So if we scroll down here to today's Doncaster card, for example, and I'm going to choose this race here, which is the 425 class 2 over 6 and about half a furlong. Now when we get this page to load, I'm going to show you a couple of pointers here as to why the horses first and second were the ones that I had on my shortlist today. So here we have the rest of the card. Obviously there's no betting on here at the moment because obviously the race has already been run, and without even looking at the results I'm going to suggest that we look at the Racing Post ratings for the last 3 races. Ignore Bertie Whittle there at the bottom. Now one of the things I really like to see is when a horse has actually posted 3 consistent increases in ratings. So if we look at Bertie Whittle, we see 116, 87, 97, so he is improving a bit from his last race. Joe Packett, all over the place really, he's not really done anything sustainably. We have Gramercy here, 96, 103, 112, so he's obviously improving as a horse, getting fitter maybe, perhaps. Yao, exactly the same, 96, 103, 109. Spiritual Star, Dr. Red Eye, you probably say that they probably peaked last time out. You've got Secret Witness here, 103, 112, and now he's taken a considerable dip last time. Norse Blues, Elusive Flame, Shropshire, Max Power, 117, 69, 78, so you probably couldn't really give an obvious chance for him. So Reginald here, this one is an interesting one, 56, now 103 and 111. Now you think that he's improved by 50 points here, and now another, or call it 10 here. That's quite an interesting jump. So again we have 3 interesting figures there, 107, 110, 105, so you could suggest that Debowi's sound quite consistent. Corporal Maddox here, 95, 106, 109. Now when we look at the differences in here as well, you're talking 10, now another 3, so that suggests that he's probably at his peak. I'm going to change from Racing Post ratings now to top speed, and we're going to do exactly the same here as well. So Secret Witness we can write out, he's not really achieved anything on 44. Joe Packett is going backwards. Bertie Whittle, 106, 66, 84. Now that's the same type of increase in that last run as we've got on Racing Post ratings over here as well. Elusive Flame, again nothing much off 56, 67, 78, 53 could suggest Dr. Red Eye's almost coming back into form. He's probably at the worst he's ever been there, so he's one to keep an eye on. Debowi Sound now we can write off. Norse Blues we can now write off. Shropshire going downhill, 93, 89, 73. Gramercy 85, 99, so now we've got 3 improvements on him. Yao 91, 84, 96. Again, you could probably suggest that he's peaked, as the best top speed ratings are suggested here as well. Corporate Maddox, Spiritual Star. Here's Sir Reginald again, 39, a leap of 40 points ish. 72, 75, and yet his best overall in the last year is 97. So you could actually suggest that he's improving in fitness and form from his last peak, which was over here in October 2012. And I don't know if anyone's taken any notice of the date at the top, but it's the 13th of September today. So there's a suggestion that he peaks at this time of the year. So we can really sort of give some evidence here that this horse is going to do well this time of year from 3 improving runs. We've also seen that in the Racing Post ratings, 3 improving runs. Last time he scored off 100 and 107 was October last year. So we've got some evidence here that this horse is pretty decent. Now let's just click into him and just have a look at his current form. What we've got here is, let's move this across and get rid of those adverts for a sec. What we've got here is that he does well on good ground. We see that by his Chester, Ascot. That was a good race if Jack Dexter's in there. With Doncaster, course and distance form, headgear probably didn't work on that occasion. We've got another Doncaster form here again. You could probably suggest, well, 8 lengths behind, that's quite a lot. But when you actually consider the weight that he was only carrying, 8 stone 8 that day, then you could probably suggest that he was outclassed in that field. One of the things I do like to see about Doncaster especially is when a horse has actually performed at another really wide open course like Haydock, Newmarket, that suggests that you're going to do well at Doncaster as well. So looking at the Newmarket form, he's done pretty well. Newbury is also very wide open. He's done pretty well. York is quite wide open as well. He's done pretty well. Yet, you could say the opposite really for Chester, that he hasn't, he's done very well there, and yet, that's completely different course to the likes of Doncaster, Newmarket, and the rest. So, you can't really take very much off this frame on face value. But when you actually look at what he has done over this type of course, then he becomes a very, very real competitor in this. Okay, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go straight to the results, and we're going to see what that Doncaster result was. Obviously we picked out the form, potential 3 improving figures of a horse called Sir Reginald, and lo and behold, Sir Reginald won by a neck. Now, you could say that he didn't really have very good form figures, or you could suggest that some of the prize money that he'd raced for wasn't particularly good. But what we did suggest here is that if you can pick a horse out that has got 3 improving figures, both on Racing Post rating and on Top Speed ratings, you've got a chance of picking a horse here that's either fit, that's running its way into fitness, and that can potentially be a horse to follow. Now, if you find that there's a horse with 2 improvements, he's probably one to look out for next time. Now, we mentioned while we were doing the research about Sir Reginald, we noticed that Bertie Whittle's his ratings were pretty good. We mentioned Yao in there as well. Gramercy were mentioned in there. Look at the prices. We haven't picked out a short price favourite. I mean, okay, there was no short price favourite in this race, but what we have suggested is that you can actually pick those horses without even looking at any odds. Now, 10 to 1 opened 8 to 1, which is quite a surprise. I'm not really sure why he would have gone up. In my eyes, that was an absolute sure bet to go the other way. But anyway, 10 to 1, decent winner.